eating with the team tomorrow night, right here at the rink, just upstairs.
Well, let's talk a little bit about last weekend, what you like, what you didn't like.
Now, we didn't play poorly. Michigan State played very well. They're an improved team. They don't give you much, and we didn't get much. I mean, we didn't score a 5-on-5 goal on the weekend, and that would be the biggest concern. Power play got back on track, which was a positive. Scoring a 6-on-5 goal Friday night to at least get 2 points on Friday night was good. But, I thought losing the lead on Saturday was a little bit disheartening. We gave up, kind of a bad angle goal to tie the game, and then they kind of got momentum after that, and we couldn't respond to it. So credit to them. They're playing a real hard game, real structured defensively. They don't give you much, and their goaltender's much improved. I mean, as a team, they're much improved on the back end and in goal, and they've got enough depth scoring to be dangerous. And I think they're going to be a dangerous team throughout the year.
Yeah, because that was reflected in the poll, because they went from no points to boom, 20th real quick because of what they did.
Yeah, and they may be better than that. They had a couple tough losses early in the year to Cornell. I mean, but they've gotten their game together. Just like every team, sometimes it takes a little longer to get your identity in place. And their staff, Danton's done a great job there, and they're moving in the right direction as a program, getting back to the Michigan State that we all knew.
Coach, you guys started out the season pretty hot, and then losing this game, it seems like would it be correct to say this is going to be the first time you guys have faced some adversity this season?
Yeah, I think that the third period of that game, I'd say that was some adversity. I mean, you don't necessarily always plan things as they turn out as far as the scheduling goes, but when we schedule our non-conference games ahead of time, and then we'll get the Big Ten schedule, and we have back-to-back weekends, so we're on the road, and now we have 2 straight home and homes, so it's 4 straight weeks on the road, and that wears on you. This week it'll be Friday at home and then Saturday back on the bus. So, and it's not like we're playing bottom-end teams. The next 3 weekends, again, we're going to be playing teams that are highly ranked, and, we're going to have very big challenges ahead of us here over the next 3 weeks before Christmas break, because we're playing Bowling Green this weekend is, very aggressive team, puck pressure and, constantly putting pressure on you, similar to like Penn State, who we played the last weekend before Christmas break. So a similar type team in some ways. And then in between Boston College, who's more of a skill and, a team more that's going to be a threat from a defensive perspective. This weekend is going to be about making good puck decisions, and next weekend it's going to be about defending well, and then back to puck decisions and defending well against Penn State. So it's a big challenge we have this weekend, and all we can do right now is focus on Friday night.
Is there any kind of historical angle that you take with the Bowling Green being used to being in the conference, having that back and forth with them? Is there anything to that, or is it just kind of another game?
Well, I mean, we haven't played them in a while, but they've always been a proud program, and first Chris Bergeron went in there and really got the program turned around again. And the new coaches, just kind of maintain status quo. So they're one of the best, if not the best team in the WCHA. And they play a really tough game to play against. They're a tough team to play against, and that's the best way to describe them. They're just tenacious, and they've got some good players up front. They've got maybe one of the best defensemen in the country on the back end, plus a couple other guys that are really good offensively. And you just have to be ready to handle the pressure, and it'll be a frustrating game. That's just the way they play.
They were on the verge of maybe dropping the program a couple of years ago, weren't they?
Yeah, that was quite a while ago. I think once they got back once they got to the point where they hired Bergeron, I think they made a commitment to maintain the program and try to get it back to where that program is also another program that had a lot of tradition as well. So, and we've talked more about playing some of the old CCHA teams in the last few years, and this year we got Bowling Green, we had Lake State. At Western Michigan. So it's good for us to keep, and it's just from a travel regional perspective, and especially with the quality of teams that some of these programs are having right now. Western's also another team that, is done really well. So we just have to focus on our game and try to be prepared for the different styles that we're going to be playing.
They still play in the same rink that they?
Yeah,
played
yeah,
for years?
yep.
It's kind of a bandbox now?
Yeah, it's a tight building, low ceiling. The crowd's right on top of you. It's a loud building. I mean, and I think they've got it going again too, to where they're filling the building, and it's not an easy place to play.
Yeah, it was, when they were going good with Ron and then Jerry comes in and, they were at the top of the game, top
Yeah.
of the program.
No, they got a pretty good hockey tradition.
When will you leave Saturday?
We'll actually leave after the game tomorrow, Friday
Friday
night. Yeah.
Yeah, okay, so you can get over there and have a skate around Saturday sometime.
Yeah, we don't usually skate on Saturdays, but the fact that we have never skated in this building as a team, I think it's important that we get over there on Saturday morning and skate.
I'm doing a little feature this week on the defense, the younger players who have come up and stepped up for you. Talk a little bit about them and specifically Charlie Pate.
Well, I mean, last year, mid-season, we decided, we talked to Charlie about redshirting. He hadn't played, so, he's a tenacious young guy that, he's a good defender. He's a good skater. I think last year, the fact that he didn't play, he actually got better. He made progress as the season went on. He really worked at his game. And we went into the year thinking that, he deserves to get a look and get an opportunity. He's not playing a ton of minutes right now, but he's still contributing in a pretty good way. We need to rely on him just being sound defensively and making good puck decisions, and that's so far what he's done, and that's really important. Nicky Lieberman is a guy that, we knew that at some point would anchor our power play and be a guy that was more offensive minded, and we've just been working with him to learn how to defend. He has good offensive skills. He needs to learn to be a better defender at times. And he needs to, just not be all high risk, high reward. Sometimes with the puck, he creates his own defensive problems. But I mean, frankly, we're pretty happy with where he's at right now. He's making progress. He's playing more minutes, and he's contributing. He's scored some big goals for us, and he has the ability to anchor a power play and be a more of an effective guy there that we've lacked. And I think that's part of the reason the power play kind of turned the corner a little bit last week, is putting him on the point of that first unit.
And then you had, of course, then you've got Clerman, who's stepped up his game. I think going into last week, he was leading the nation in plus minus.
Well, he's coming into his own. I mean, we saw Spencer Stastny come into his own on the tail end of last year when we moved him up to our top pairing with Peak. And, he's a tremendous skater, and he's a good defender. And he's getting up the ice more right now. I'd like to see him do it a little bit more without the puck, but he's doing it with the puck more often than not. And Clerman, he's starting to get some confidence in who he is as a player. He's a big body, and when he plays physical, he gives us that element that we're lacking back there. But he's a good skater for his size, and he's got good vision, good puck decisions most of the time. I think that's the one thing we had to beat out of him last year, a little bit of just trying to do too much with the puck. And I think he's learned that he has to play the game smarter at times with the puck. But he's got all the tools. I mean, he's really starting to, it really showed up the second night at Wisconsin. I thought that he really took a huge step, and he looked like, he's going to be a force for us as time moves on.
Would it be safe to say that, of all the questions you might have had coming into the season, that defense was a very prominent one, and it's worked out well for you?
Yeah, I mean, so far, the biggest concern that we had with our defense was just the inexperience, probably more than anything, but also size back there, because Charlie's not the biggest guy, and Nicky's probably 5'11", and then you got Stastny that's not much bigger than that, and Clerman's the only guy with any real girth back there in size, and I think that would have been more of the concern, just just the lack of experience back there, and then also the physical aspect of it.
But you've been happy with that so far?
Yeah, I mean, but it shows up at times still. I think that, You know, I thought it showed up at times against Wisconsin. You know, it shows up, it's gonna show up this next 3 weeks, you know, that they're gonna have to show that they can play against top-level players and play under pressure, making decisions under pressure offensively, and then defending against teams that are, you know, high pressure.
And the fact that the next 2 weekends you're up against Bowling Green and Boston College, outside the conference kind of thing, these are important games because of what they will do as far as seeding-wise down the road. Right?
Yeah, well, the 6 of the next 8 are gonna be non-conference games and against very good non-conference opponents. So this is gonna be this stretch here is gonna be our toughest stretch of the season, without question. And, you know, we're gonna need great goaltending out of Kale. We're gonna need those young defensemen to make good puck decisions and defend well, you know. And then, more importantly for me right now, is that we're gonna have to find a way to score goals. And we had been doing a good job of that, but now we're starting to run into teams that have better goaltenders. We're running into teams that, you know, that are gonna put more pressure on you. And you just have to be able to sustain that pressure and then take advantage of it on transition.
Coach, with the heightened competition that's coming up, and you just touched on it, does the message change to the players a little bit as far as, you know, we are going up against these tougher teams, or is it just kind of, you know, we're a good team, it's the same that we've been doing the last couple of weeks, or is it just kind of a different message?
I don't think the message changes, you know. I mean, listen, we just got through playing Wisconsin, and, you know, and they're as dangerous a team as there is in the country. You know, Michigan State is a different type of team, but they're also, from a team perspective, they're a very tough team to play against. And Bowling Green, you know, they're the same way. They're a little different than both of those teams. And like I said, they're probably more similar to like Penn State, in my opinion. So it's not just the quality of the teams, but it's the quality of the way in which they play too, because they all play differently, but they all do it well. And that's the biggest challenge that we'll end up facing over the next month here.